Hi student. I think still you all have a lot of misunderstanding between solving quadratic equation and quadratic inequality. So do continue watching this video until the end so that you can fully understand what is the difference between solving quadratic inequality and solving quadratic equation. So for the left hand side, okay, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. This is quadratic equation. So quadratic equation, you have learned a few methods. Solving by factorization, solving by completing the square, and solve by quadratic formula. Whichever method is fine. The most preferred one will be solve by factorization and quadratic formula. So I'll just demo here because the main purpose of this video is to show you all the difference, not the solving technique. So what does this x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0 means? The meaning of this is that, okay, we need to find where the mean curve intersect x-axis. That is the real meaning. Why? Because this is actually our y equals to 0, which is the x-axis. So with this, okay, we will continue. I'll use factorization method to solve. So x plus 3, x plus 2. So which means that here, okay, the curve will cut the x-axis. This is x at -3 and -2. That's why the answer is x equals to -3 or x equals to -2. That's for quadratic equation. But now when it comes to solving quadratic inequality, okay, this is still x-axis, okay, which means that this curve, this x-axis, they are asking us which region of the curve is more than 0. This more than 0, okay, is actually y value more than 0. So which means if I add the y-axis, where is the part whereby the curve, the minimum curve, the y value is more than 0, which is the y value is more than 0. So it's over here and here. Okay, that's why when we solve quadratic inequality, we must always sketch this curve to illustrate to the marker and to visualize yourself as the person who do this question to see where is the answer you need. So this is our -3 and -2. So for this case, because they are two shaded region, so the quadratic inequality after we solve will be x less than -3 or x more than -2. So this is if it is more than 0. But if the question become less than 0, so how does it look like? X squared plus 5x plus 6 less than 0. Same idea. The curve is in this manner. This is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. So this portion, the y value is less than 0, which means that it is this portion. Because why? Here, which is where the y value is, all these are less than 0. So with this is my -3, this is my -2. So which means that there's only one shaded region. So the answer to this quadratic inequality will be x in the center. On my left is -3. On my right is -2. So all this value here is -2.9 to -2. So all this value x is bigger than -3 and smaller than -2. So this is the one way of showing, but I mentioned this method of doing, especially the sketching part, have a disadvantage because most of us will always assume that the curve we need to sketch is a minimum curve. So you need to be mindful if you are using this method. So that's the difference between solving quadratic equation and quadratic inequality. Thank you.